A judge rules that one of two suspects in the drowning death of a teenager is currently not competent to stand trial. 21-year-old Tylor Birch charged in the August 20th incident that killed 13-year-old Jacob Bowerman. A psychiatric exam found that Birch is unable to understand court proceedings or assist in his defense, but he could regain competency with treatment. That treatment will take place in jail. As we reported, Birch and 16-year-old Peyton Carnot are accused of throwing Bowerman off a Marinette pier, despite Bowerman knowing he could not swim. Birch is due back in court in March.